Hello, people of the internet. Yogizilla here, aka Yomar. I don't do many of these types of videos, but I wanted to give an update on my campaign for helping Bloo fight kidney disease. At this point, it seems like it's escalated to chronic kidney disease, which is CKD. It's definitely not acute. Last update I got was this morning, 9 a.m. She's at 10% kidney function. The vet was very honest and kind, but he wanted to make sure I was braced for what could come next. She's responding very slightly to the fluid therapy and the antibiotics and other meds they got her on. And I'm sorry if I'm talking slow and my thoughts are in disarray. I've had a hell of a few days. So I started about a couple days ago, and then last night I found one of my cats, another cat who's pretty much just an outdoor cat. He's always been an outdoor cat. We couldn't really transition him to be an indoor cat. If it was up to me, he'd stay indoors. But one of our other cats got hit by a car, and I just found him laying in the street just after seeing him minutes earlier, being his normal, loving self. And it's just taking so much out of me. I'm doing everything I can to choke back the tears and just kind of put some semblance of a cohesive message out there. But I want to not just be an update on what's going on with me, because I know we all have our problems. And to some out there, maybe this seems like just a desperate attempt to get a handout. And believe me, I've tried every option available: charitable organizations, care credit, scratch pay, whatever is available, and hit a wall there. But the financial aspect is the least of my worries. I know that'll work itself out through hard work, obviously, and just continuing on the so-called grind. But I want this also to just kind of be an awareness piece and hopefully a message of hope that there's always a chance, first and foremost. Against all odds, especially when it comes to cats, they're resilient creatures. Bloo has had a lot of close calls in the past. I did some smaller fundraising for vet bills that came out of nowhere, and she pulled through thanks to your help. And it seems every time I'm kind of struggling, stuff happens. That's kind of how it works out. Problems always come in pairs or in threes, right? But they're not very optimistic right now, because her BNU, or blood nitrogen unit, reading is through the roof. And from what I understand, that basically means that her body's not getting the proper nutrition and circulation to keep everything running, right? So her body's in shock. She's still responsive. She's actually started getting her appetite back yesterday, so that's very encouraging. And I'm hanging on to that small morsel of hope right there. But the vet was very honest that I might have to make a decision. And he kind of seemed like he wanted me to make it today, whether to wait it out another 24 to 48 hours, see if the condition improves, or put her to sleep. I don't want her to suffer. But she's only 6 years old, and I feel like it's too soon, you know? But she was a rescue. She was in a pretty bad shape when we found her, abandoned. I guess she was the run of her litter. She was abandoned by mailboxes, and my family found her, and we took her in, and I instantly formed a bond because I was bottle feeding her, and she got attached to me. I mean, she would get separation anxiety if I went away for work, and I was gone for a while. And that cat, I hope someone out there can relate to this, but that cat is my heart, you know. Yeah, I love my family, blood or not, people that have come into my life that, become kind of my circle, my support system, and vice versa. But it's a different kind of bond sometimes when you love animals, especially when you see an animal suffering and you rescue it. It's indescribable. But this, if you're going through a similar thing, hang on to hope, I'm kind of looking off, trying to choke back the tears that are trying to come back, but hang on to the hope. That's the number one thing. People might say, "Oh, I hope just sets you up for a bigger fall." Yeah, maybe you brace yourself, but you still try to do everything you can and everything in life. Just don't give up the moment you reach some adversity. And right now I feel weak, and I know I'll be strong in the long run. I'm still hopeful that I could at least bring her back home for a few days, a few months. I actually read some very encouraging thing that kidney disease is very common in cats, usually in senior cats, which is 7 or 8 or older. I mean, cats can live beyond 20 years, which is crazy. Um, Realistic expectation for domestic cat is indoors is around 15 to 18 years. But there's hope. Hang in there, no matter what some negative people might say, no matter how bad things may look. Hang on to hope, because animals can feed off that energy, and they could definitely tell when you're trying to help them. When I was loving on Bloo yesterday, I could definitely see her spirit lifted up. She got up for me and was bumping her head against me to ask for more pets, the way cats do. And that gave me hope. And, the vets are doing a good job of bracing me for what may come, and saying, these are the numbers. It doesn't look very good right now. This is where she should be at right about now, and she's not responding to the fluid therapy and the meds, but I'm still maintaining that hope. And early detection, obviously, the key to kidney disease in animals. I don't know as much about on the dog side, because I haven't experienced that firsthand. But on the cat side, it's definitely... Don't get me wrong, I love all animals, but I've always been partial to cats. It's just something about them, the way they kind of sense the spirit. It's a lot of things, their mysterious ways. But early detection is key, and the thing is, by the time symptoms set in, it's typically too late. But that's what the vets tell you, because they don't want to avoid lawsuits and getting blamed for overbilling and all that stuff. I get it. They're covering their behinds, but I was reading some very hopeful messages on forums and different cat websites, support groups, things like that. And apparently, there's a lot of people that have had their cats come back home, and they live a full life. They change their diet. They live on for another several months, several years, and then they end up passing away. Most of the time due to other reasons, not the kidney failure or the kidney disease. Now, that's probably contingent upon getting her back up to a stable place. You need about 50% kidney failure to really function. That's for humans and animals. And I hope I just don't have to make that decision of whether I put it to sleep or otherwise. That's going to be a tough call. I don't want her to suffer. So I hope she gets comfortable. I hope I can bring her back home, at least to a familiar place. And I'm torn. I don't know if I'd rather her pass away quietly here at home when she's around people that love her, or just induce it. I mean, I'm going to see how she seems. Quality of life obviously is the number one thing, but guys, I need some help here to make a decision. This goes beyond the GoFundMe. It's a turning point right now. So I need some encouragement. If you've been through this, if you have suspicions, back to the early detection, look at the coat of your cat. Look at changing weight. Now, Bloo's weight has been consistent for the last 2-3 years, which is crazy. At one point, she did drop a little bit, but then she held, so I didn't think anything of it. So this may have been going on for a long time, because apparently kidney disease is a very progressive thing. It doesn't just go like that. The symptoms might appear drastically. That's what kills me, is that I didn't notice a change in appetite. She was still friendly. She was still loving. But as soon as I saw something really out of the ordinary, I took her in, and hopefully I brought her in time. But it seemed like this has been an ongoing thing. It's just crazy. So They say it all the time, and that's the regret that's eating me. And people say don't beat yourself up. I should have taken her in for more vet checkups. And the thing is, I did take her in a year ago. That was the last visit. But I guess they don't check that stuff unless you ask for it because they figure, oh, it's not an old enough cat to have it. You would think a regular blood panel would be just basics. That's what floors me. So I was pretty sure that they had done that, but it just seems crazy to me that all this stuff out of nowhere. So, you know, that other thing I was reading on is the whole no grain diet is actually bad for pets. Purina and Imes, the basic foods that are cheaper, are actually better because you want to have diversity in the cat's diet so they could develop the enzymes and have a full nutritional value, and also prevents them from getting allergies to different kind of foods where they're limited to what they can actually hold down. And I did good on that. I always varied the diet up. Wet food is key to ensure that they're getting enough hydration. But on the other side, the dry food is good for maintaining dental health, which dental health can actually lead to a lot of things, including cancer. If the gums get dirty, if bacteria forms, it could lead to other things. I mean, there's not a direct correlation, but I've seen that it could just be, it's not necessarily causation, it could just be a correlation. But these little things that could just go unchecked could go a long way. So check your cat's gums, make sure they're a healthy color. Be aware of what they look like in normal circumstances. So when there's a change, you can detect that. And I'm getting to a better place where I'm not beating myself up for missing things, because everybody's telling me, even the vets, that it's not my fault. It's just this is something that happens. And a lot of times there isn't any warning. But I see these messages on the forums and people say, hey, my cat's moved on. There was one website that I saw was, oh gosh, I forgot what the title was. But the whole website, if you Google it, or even Bing search, whatever you like to use, it don't matter. Kidney disease in cats. And you'll find, I think I Googled, how hopeful is it? What are the chances of a cat to recover from CKD? That's kind of been where my head's been at. So it's very encouraging what you see there. Kidney transplant, not very realistic. You look at around 10K. They need to find a cat that's a suitable donor to give one of the kidneys up, and then you have to adopt the other cat typically, which is fine. I'd be fine with that, but I don't have that kind of money, and I don't have good enough credit to qualify for that. I would do it in a heartbeat. And gosh, I'm just kind of in this place where everything feels surreal. I'm kind of numb, and I know it's going to hit me again in a little bit. But I have this kind of weird calm right now, and I'm trying to take advantage of that. So to my fellow cat lovers out there, enjoy those moments. And that's just not just for the cats, just with everything. Don't miss a moment. We get caught in the grind, working, beating ourselves up. And then you eventually, by the time you realize all this time has passed by, and you realize that it could have been better spent, or you weren't enjoying the things you were working for. So remember that why. Blue has been one of those strong whys for me, because she's always been that emotional support for me, that rock. And now I want to be there for her. So please, heed these words. If you have questions, if you have your own advice, let's get a conversation going. And if you could share my GoFundMe, if you could, find it in your heart and your budget to be able to comfortably donate, that would be amazing. But first and foremost, let your loved ones know that you love them. Enjoy that time, especially your furry animals. They're helpless. They're innocent in this world, and all they have is us. Take that responsibility very seriously. That's why I've rescued almost all my pets. Actually, all our pets recently were all rescues, because we can't let them suffer. We just can't stand to see that. Well, guys, again, this has been Yogizilla, and hopefully I'll come with a better update. I'm going to go see her in a little while after I kind of get myself together, spend a little time with her. I know it's going to be heart-wrenching, but I'm hoping that she'll respond. She'll show a little more liveliness than she did yesterday, because any little bit of change will be a big thing. Heck, I might even pinch her to see if she bites me, something, I don't know. Just to get her back to her old feisty self. But guys, I appreciate everything. The constant messages on Facebook. Even old friends have come out of nowhere and they're reaching out. It means a lot to me. And please, I'm going to need it for the next few weeks, months, years. It's going to be a long time. Even if she survives this, it's going to be touch and go. And losing another cat recently, the hit and run, Jasper, I can't believe it. Jasper's gone. It's a lot at once, and God, I don't know. But hopefully there's some kind of morsel of wisdom you can find here. Maybe this is something you needed to hear about being hopeful. I'm still hopeful. No matter what happens, I know it's going to be what has to happen, whether you believe in God's plan or something else. But I'm going to do everything I can to make sure she has not just more life, but quality of life. And again, cat lovers out there, reach out. Please don't hesitate. I would love to talk to other people that love cats and just kind of share our stories and our journeys together. But with that, again, Yogizilla, and I'm out. Peace.